Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to talk about ESU Padova. Okay, so this is the original scholarship for that of students going to the University of Padova in the Veneto region. Okay, so in the Veneto region we have ESU Veneto, but in the various regional scholarships manage their own scholarships. So today we are going to talk about that of ESU Padova. Let's get right into it. Who can apply? Bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, and specialization programs. Okay, the general scholarship benefits, it comes with stipends, accommodation, meals, international mobility, and that of the possibility of tuition reduction. Do take note, there are instances where the tuition is going to be waived off, or there are instances where the amount is going to be reduced. It depends. The amount the student is going to pay also depends on the Iseeup that is going to be generated, the Iseeup value that is going to be generated for the student. So a student might have to pay 300 euros, someone will pay 100, someone will pay 190, 200. It all depends. That is why it's here, possibility of tuition reduction. Okay, let's talk about the economic requirement for this academic year. So for this academic year, the student should be presenting an Iseeup of a limit with 26,206.25 euros, and that of the limit for that of the value of the properties and assets is that of 42,192.96 euros. Do take note, even if you exceed one of this element, you're going to be excluded from the scholarship. Okay, let us talk about the merit requirements. So do take note, if you're coming in for bachelor's degree, master's degree of unique cycle, for that of first year students, the merit requirement is done ex post. Okay, so that means during the first half, the 50% of the money will be given to the student, okay, based on the economic condition of the student's family. But then for the student to receive the second half of the money, the student would have to meet the merit requirement. Okay, so the merit requirement is the student should be able to get 20 credits, okay, by that of 10th of August 2025. This is for first year students. Please take note. So if the student is enrolled for part-time, then the student needs to get 10 credits. So do take note of that. In an instance where by that of 10th of August 2025 the student is unable to make this credit, then it's extended to that of 30th of November 2025 for the student to be able to make the needed credit. But then take note, by that deadline you are going to lose out on renewing the scholarship. Okay, and then you should also take notes that you only get to keep the 50% of the amount that has already been given to you, but then for the remaining amount you are not going to get it, because for you to be able to get the remaining amount you need to make it by this deadline. And for you to also be able to renew it, so to get the remaining amount and be able to renew it, you need to make the credit by this deadline. But then if you do make it by this deadline, you only keep the 50% given to you. You cannot renew the scholarship, and then the remaining 50% you're not going to get it. So please do take note of that. And then for the students coming in for PhD programs, you have to check the guidelines given by your various programs. Okay, now let us talk about the merit requirement for that of subsequent years. So those coming in for that of master's degree, bachelor's degree, and that of the master's degree of unique cycle, they will need to be able, if they are applying for the scholarship for the second year, for them to be able to receive the 50% and then to be able to renew the scholarship as a 10th of August 2024, this coming August, they need to be able to get this required credit. So for master's degree, those going full-time student, they need 25 credits for the renewal. This is just the minimum. Take note, in the third year they need 80 credits, last semester 135 credits. if the person is enrolled in the program for part-time, then they need this credit. If the person is enrolled for a master's degree, then they need this credit, 30 credits for the second year and that of 80 credit for the last semester. If the student is enrolled in a master's degree of unique cycle, then they need this credit. For part-time student, they need this. For full-time student, they need this. So 25 for the second year, 80 credits third year, 135 credits fourth year, 190 credits fifth year, and then 245 for the last semester. This is for the 5-year students, and then those going for the 6 years program, then for the 6th year they will need 245 credits, and in the last semester they will need 300 credits. Okay, so now let us talk about the scholarship amounts. Okay, so students are categorized in 3. Okay, fully said, that is international students, or basically off-site students, and then that of pendolari, which is commuter students, and instead there are students living in the municipality or living in the location where the program is taken. Okay, so the amount is also given based on different ESE category. Okay, so if a student should present an ESE less than 13,153.12 euros, if the student is an off-site student, then the person will be getting 8,068.36 euros. If the student, I'm going to focus only on off-site students, okay, but then for commuter students and those in SEDE, do take note, these are the amounts that will be given to you. So if an off-site student should present an ESE between 13,153.12 to that of 17,537.50, then the person will be getting 7,015.97 euros. If the person should be presenting an ESE higher than 17,537.50, then the amount is going to be gradually reduced, and then the off-site student will be getting 3,507.98. So it depends on the amount you get, but then the minimum is this amount. Okay, for students that will be taking the program part-time, these are the amounts that they'll be getting. So it's basically like half of the amount. And then for students going for PhD programs, if they do present an ESE lesser than 13,153.12 euros, then they'll be getting the same amount, 8,068.36. And then if they should present an ESE between 13,153.12 to that of 17,537.50, they'll be getting 7,015.97. And then if they should present an ESE higher than 17,537.50, then the amount will be gradually reduced to the minimum of 3,507.98 euros. Okay, now let us talk about some of the deduction that will be made for services. So if an off-site student, 780 will be taken out for that of the canteen service, so it's 1 meal a day. Okay, and for that of accommodation, 1,600 euros will be taken out for accommodations. You have to deduct these amounts from the total amount and then know the amount you'll be getting. Okay, now let us talk about instances where the amounts can be increased, and that of students, female students enrolled in STEM programs. So an off-site student enrolled in STEM program, if the student should present an ESE from 0 to that of 17,537.50, they'll be getting 8,419.16. okay, so that there's going to be an increment. And then if they should present an ESE higher than that of 17,537.50, then the amount will be gradually reduced, and then they'll be getting a minimum of 4,209.58 euros. Okay, so this is female students enrolled in STEM programs full-time. If the STEM student is going for the program part-time, then this is the amount that will be given to the student. Now let us talk about the documents required. Okay, so the main document required is actually the Iseeup. Okay, but then as an international student, for the Iseeup to be calculated for you, you will need to present to them, you know, documents gotten from public authorities in your home country, highlighting that of your family composition, family income, that of your family properties and movable assets, okay, which the affiliated CAF office, okay, the CAF office affiliated to Padova is going to use to calculate the Iseeup for you. So I'm going to show you the guidelines. The list of the affiliated CAF offices can be found on the UniPD site. So go there and check the list of the affiliated CAFs, okay? But now let us talk about the guide to request for the Iseeup. Like Padova was so kind enough to show you guys in detail how to actually request for the Iseeup. So first of all, what you're going to do is to apply for the Iseeup Parificato. You have to do that by uploading all requested documents on the online portal of the CAF that has an agreement with the university and ESU. So basically for Padova, you can upload your documents online and then the Iseeup will be calculated for you, which is like so cool. This is not available in like the other regions. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to fill out and confirm the application for benefits available in your personal area on UniWeb. Then you're going to enroll in the 2024 academic year by paying the first installment by that of 30th of September 2024. So now let us talk about how to obtain the Iseeup. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the CAF website. You can see here it's written CAF Padova. You can find your email here, okay, and they are going to do the calculation for you free of charge. You can find these details also on the Padova website, so you go there and check it out. You have to the documents useful for the release of the Iseeup Parificato have been listed on attachment 1, which I'm going to talk to you guys about. But then you have to upload all of it on the portal of the CAF, and then they are going to use that to do the calculation. So the documents must be issued by the competent authorities of the country where the income and assets are generated, okay? Where they were generated, it must be issued from those authorities, and then the documents must be translated into Italian by a legally recognized translator and legalized by the Italian authorities in your home country, okay? Please note, only in special cases of difficulty in issuing them, it is possible to request the documentation from foreign diplomatic consular representation in Italy and have it legalized by the prefettura. So in instances where it's difficult for you to get the document in your home country, then you can come here and get it, you know, and get the document from your embassy, your local embassy here in Italy, and then you get it legalized by the prefettura. Once you upload all the documents, the CAF will check them, and if they are complete and correct, you will receive the Iseeup certificate by email. You can also download it on the CAF portal. Now let us talk about the documents required. For that of the family start certificate, it needs to be that of, you know, after 1st January of the calendar year of the Iseeup issue. So if it's going to be issued in this year, then the current composition of your family for this year is what you need to state in the family status certificate. And then for that of the income, real estate and assets, it needs to be done for after 1st of January of the previous calendar year of the Iseeup issues. Then the generic documents are that of your identity document, your passport or your identity card, your fiscal code issued by the tax office. Do take note, you can get this from the Italian embassy in your home country, okay? You don't need to wait until you get to Italy to get it from the revenue agency. Then any disability certificate of the student showing a disability over 66%. Then the University of Padova registration number if already enrolled, and degree course. For foreign students residing in Italy, they need the DSU and the ordinary Iseeup certificate. Then any scholarship amounts received in 2021, including the ones received by the University of Padova. Any death certificates of one or both parents, and then if your parents are divorced, you also need a copy of their divorce certificate. So these are the generic documents that you have to present to the CAF. Regarding your family unit, you need to state the composition of your family members, their first name of your family unit. Then you include the details basically of all the members that are currently residing with you. Regarding incomes received by each member of the family unit referring to 2022, any other sums received from public administration bodies by way of welfare payments, and then in the event of divorce, any sum received or paid as maintenance of children. Regarding that of real estate and movable assets, you also have to state each and for each and every family member of yours, if they own movable assets, you need to state it. They own properties as well, you also need to state it. And then the authorization form for the Iseeup Padova, you need to fill it, sign it, and then you're going to add it to it as well. And let us talk about international students with private accommodation. So for you to, as an international student, if you do not want to take accommodation in the ESU residences, and then you want them to actually give you the money, then which I spoke to you about, it is 1,600. If you want the money to be given to you to take your own private accommodation, then do take note, you would have to present to them that of the documents regarding your accommodation or that of your house rent. You have to present it to them to help them be able to give out the money to you. So you should have a house contract in your name. It should be registered with the revenue agency, and then the contract should contain where the location of the apartment is, and then the contract should be not less than 10 months. These are the conditions, and this is what the documents must include for you to be able to actually get the money from them. So you need to upload it online by that of 30th of September 2024. If you do so, then you're going to receive the money according to the guidelines stated, the normal payment structure. You're going to receive it. But then if you are unable to do that, then do take note, for you to be able to upload the document is going to start from that of re-upload the document, okay, because you have not been able to send the document to them. So if you are not able to do that by 30th of September 2024, then from that of 20th of November to that of 30th of April 2025, you can upload the house contract document through that window, and then the amount will be given to you, like the payment is going to be given to you in the months following after you have uploaded the document. Now let us talk about publication of rankings. By that of 15th of October 2024, the provisional ranking list will be out on the University of Padova website, okay, and then from that of 18th of November 2024, the definitive ranking list will be out on the website as well. So you have to go there to actually go and check it. As of now, the provisional ranking list for that of Lazio Disco is out, and people are checking for it. So you have to know, you have to go onto their website to actually go and check where you fall on the ranking list. By that of March 2025, okay, there's going to be another ranking list which will be released, where should people have been excluded from previous ranking list and any other thing. So it will be just adjourned. So that's what you have to take note of. Now let us talk about the payment of the scholarship. The first amount will be paid by that of December 2024, and then the second amount will be paid following that you are able to make the needed credits, which is 20 credits, by the stipulated date, which is 10th of August 2025. For that of students in the subsequent years, and for PhD students, their first amounts will also be paid by December 2024. Now let us talk about courses for revocations. So basically, if you do not make the needed credits by, I guess, just like I spoke with you guys about, you're going to lose the scholarship. And then the other courses also has to do with anyone who declares or has declared falsely in previous years. And then PhD students without scholarship who subsequently become recipients of scholarships. And then also those who transfer from that of the University of Padova to another university outside the territory. Okay, now let's talk about how to apply. So you're basically going to go to the Padova website, and then you're going to navigate to your personal area, and it is from there that you're actually going to send the application. Don't worry, a video will be coming out on how to apply for the scholarship. So yeah, now let us talk about the deadlines. The first deadline is the application needs to be sent by 30th of September 2024. You need to compile that of the Iseeup by that of 30th of September 2024. You have to pay the first installment, either of the original tax or any installment that was stated to you. It will basically be communicated to you by your university, or while you are applying. After they go back to you, you know the guidelines, the amount you're supposed to pay within the stipulated deadline. So you need to pay the first installment. It should be paid by 30th of September 2024 as well. Then the provisional ranking list will be out on 14th of October 2024. The definitive ranking list will be out on 18th of November 2024, and then that of the adjourned ranking list, which will be released on March of 2025. So basically, we've come to the end of this video. Those who are applying to ESU Padova, I'm wishing you guys the very best. If you did find value in this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and yes, I'm going to see you in another scholarship video. Bye.